Oh, I should use the restroom before we do an hour. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, because I gotta check
Okay.
to see if if I can actually hear your voices and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, despair.
These shit.
No, bro, I'm pissed, bro.
Hey, man.
No, bro, I know. I swear to God, despair. I'm not even joking to you. I'm really, really fucking pissed. You know what I feel like doing to him? I feel like doing to him. Come on my show and just leaving him there hanging and leave. I swear to God, bro, man. No, man. It's just fucking... Nobody will come. That's a joke, bro, man. They're playing Final Fantasy 16. Bro, I fucking brought it. You saw it. But I'm not fucking playing it. No excuse, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. No, it's all good.
Oh, am I live?
Yeah, I feel you. No, it's all good.
Oh, am I live?
Yeah. The stream is working now.
Bro, it's rated R.
It's all good, man. Do shit.
Rated
happens,
R. Bro, this John guy's pretty cool dude, man.
With John Tracy? Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Alright, just gonna wait for him to come back from the washroom and shit, and then our show should be started.
Bro, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Motherfucker, you didn't get fucked up, man.
Bro, I'm gonna give you bro, you see that tank fight?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be sending you that gift. Remember that gift for a good year now? That's how it's gonna end, bro.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
Bro.
Get ready, yeah?
You're gonna be like, You're gonna be like...
Bro, I'm bringing my gloves, bro. I'm bringing my whole costume shit, man. This is a big fight, this. I'm not lying to you.
Yeah, I still got my boxing gloves, too.
Bring them out, bro.
Alright.
I'm bringing my shorts out, bro. This is a big fight, man. I'm gonna make my walk to the ring, everything.
This motherfucker. It's not that big.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big fight, bro. All my followers are gonna be down on Twitter. All your followers as well. I'm gonna witness this, bro.
Yeah, dude. You remember when
Go on, bro.
You remember when what's his name? Hold on, I'm tweeting this shit out real quick. Hey, you don't have any of your boyfriends that want to join?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
The hell? The hell's wrong with you? I'm gonna kick your ass, bro. I'm gonna kick your ass even more, bro. Trust me. Bro, you know what? I'm not only gonna kick your ass. Not gonna only kick your ass, but I'm gonna steal your girl.
You gonna what?
Steal your girl.
You gonna steal my girl?
Yeah, girl. After I kicked your ass.
Motherfucker.
I'm gonna take your car. I'm gonna take everything.
Man, alright. Okay.
I'm gonna take everything, bro. I'm gonna take your PlayStation. I'm gonna take your comics.
Motherfucker, man. Alright, okay.
I'm gonna take everything, bro. Trust me. And that's after I kicked your ass.
Alright, hold on. Just waiting on John, everybody. He's busy real quick. Yeah, because John is talking to somebody right now, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Alright, gotcha.
Yeah. Mine was a waiter.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Hey, what's up,
There's just
Kieran?
some guy in it. There's just some guy in it.
Who?
You know, what I was gonna say, you know that thing, that comment I made on the Xbox thing.
Who?
Some guys, he follows me on Twitter. He's fucking put a comment because I know he loves Xbox. He's an Xbox.
Who?
So he's put some guy. Hold on, let me see who he's put. Technically, he put technically dead. But in a way, it means Xbox in form also.
Hold on, give me one sec. Hey, what's up, Kieran?
Oh no,
man?
no, he's got my back. He's got my back. So that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I just want to say, what's up, Kieran, man? Nice to see you in the chat.
Who's that?
Kieran? Cool guy.
Kieran.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a gamer. Hold on. Hey, Kieran, we're waiting to start the show because Tracy's a little busy. He's in his studio and stuff like that. We'll start the show real quick. Oh man, it's been frustrating as hell. We were trying to get other people in here, but you know what? It's just us three, so it's all good. No, but bro, you're still getting your ass whooped, man. Dog. Like I don't care what the hell you say. I just don't want you looking me in the eyes and shit, man. Right?
Excuse me? Talking to me?
Yeah, you know what the fuck I'm talking to.
Bro, next summer's gonna be a good summer for me.
Hey, you remember the video I sent you? Where the dude was popping his head back and shit?
Bro,
like
that guy
that's you, bro. It's gonna be
bro,
you,
that
bro.
guy, let me tell you something. Bro, let me tell you. You know that guy, yeah? He does not look nothing like me, and you know that.
Nah,
I don't
bro.
look. And that guy's like a skinny ass dude.
Nah, brother. You look more like SpongeBob and shit, man.
Bro, I look like a bull, man. I'm coming for you, man. Don't worry. I'm gonna see red, bro. I'm coming for you.
Alright then, fucking
You're just an obstacle, bro. Trust me.
Alright, when we fight, like, let's make a gamble and shit and
This is not a gamble, bro. I'm gonna make sure this shit's live on Twitter, man.
nah, motherfucker, like I'm gonna have people betting money on this shit.
Really?
Hell yeah, dude.
Alright, bro. You will find out, bro. You know when you feel the power.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you right now, brother. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, when
I
we
don't care
fight,
if you're Southpaw, you ain't winning. You
No.
can bring any style you want, bro. Any style. Southpaw, no
hold on.
Southpaw, technical. I don't give a shit. Mayweather shit. Bro, you're losing, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, man.
Okay, go on, bro.
Like, I'm gonna bring some napkins with me and shit. So like, when you start crying,
Bro, can I tell you something? First of all, you can't catch me.
how do you know that?
You can't catch me, bro. I'm too fast. I know I'm faster than you.
Nah, you're probably slow as shit,
Faster than you, bro. Trust me.
brother. I'm probably faster than Ryan Garcia.
Nah, bro. I don't know about Ryan Garcia, but just put him out the topic at the moment. We're not fighting Garcia at the moment. When I'm fighting him, I'll worry about him then. But right now, bro, you worry what's in front of you. Don't lose focus.
Alright, hold on. So John's a little busy. So you know what? Let's just fucking start the show. Fuck that. Alright. So
How many people are tuning in?
right now we only got 3 because hold on.
Fuck it, just start the show. Come on, let's go.
Hey, you know what? Do me a favor. Do me a favor, brother. Tweet the retweet the shit that I sent for the what's it called? Show.
Hold on.
And we'll probably get John Drazy to tweet it as soon as he's done talking.
Yeah, do my brother.
Man, I'm gonna whip Drazy's ass and shit, man.
I'm gonna whip your ass, man. He's some hot chick, man.
Yeah, he's probably flirting or some shit like that.
I need to join his work.
It's women.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
No, just tweet it out real quick. Oh, you did it? Alright.
No, I did. I've done it, bro.
Alright, okay, I see it. Alright, hey, motherfuckers. Gave me the spare as always. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the PlayStation Showcase and the Xbox and Nintendo Showcase combined. How do we fucking see that show? Damn, there's a lot of backfeed.
Hold on, bro. Can you hear any?
No, it's not from you. It's from John.
No, can you hear any echoes on my side, bro?
No. You're good. You're good.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. So
Hold on.
let me ask a question real quick. Who had the best show?
No shadow of a doubt, PlayStation.
PlayStation? PlayStation had a better show, even though a lot of people considered it what, mid?
I mean, you could say that. You could not say that.
I mean, even the Xbox show was kind of mid, and same with Nintendo and stuff like that. But I did like some games coming out of Nintendo. What it was the RPG one with Mario, and they have a new Peach game coming out. And
bro, I didn't see the Nintendo show, by the way, so I might know less about it because I actually missed it. So I apologize in advance.
Yeah, and I think they're rebooting. What's it called? Luigi's Mansion. They're rebooting that too and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they showed some Splatoon stuff in there. I don't know if it was DLC or what. I don't remember because I was watching on Six Show. But overall, I felt like the PlayStation show was. Let's see. Okay,
I
so
did hear that, bro. I did hear that. Well, I saw this somewhere actually on my feed that they're making a new 2D Mario game.
yeah, the 2D side scroller, bro.
Yeah,
that shit
yeah,
look
that's gonna
fire.
be sick.
That shit look fire. I think it's
Bro,
called
but like,
I think it's called Super
I forgot the name
Mario
for it.
RPG or Magic. I don't remember, some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that, bro.
By the way, Kieran, he ended up saying the Xbox showcase was massively overhyped. DLC's games we already knew about and no gameplay.
Yo,
And it says more games in the PS Showcase I want to play. Outlaws stole Xbox Showcase from me. Outlaws. Okay, gotcha.
no, I totally agree with Kieran there. He said it all.
No, that was Kieran that said that.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree with him what he said.
Yeah, I just need to hear John Drazy's take on the whole show. I don't know if he's still busy or not.
Probably is.
Shit, man, dude. Man, so much fucking news going on like lately, man, dude. It's fucking crazy. But there was.
So, what was the highlight then, Despair, from PlayStation Showcase? What was your highlight?
I would say. Well, I mean, obviously, it has to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 and the showcase, right? Because obviously he's a popular character and the most sold comic book hero or just hero, superhero of all time and stuff like that. So to me, that was the highlight. I wish they would have shown more of like Stellar Blade because I really want to see more of it, but I think we've probably seen enough, right?
Yeah, that shit looks good. I like that.
What else came out on this show?
Bro, Metal Gear, man.
Oh yeah, Metal Gear remake, right? But the only thing is that with Metal Gear, we only got to see. Oh yeah. And Kieran, you're right. Phantom Blade, man, that shit looked dope as fuck.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Shit, bro, that shit looked fire.
Hell yeah, man, dude. It looks so fucking fast paced and shit, man, dude. I was like,
Is there a
yo.
release date for that, bro?
As I think about it, I don't think.
Bro, that's like a mixture of. It reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima. It's like Ghost of Tsushima and
Sekiro.
Bloodborne had a baby, bro, and they just made that game, bro. That I love that game, man.
I want to say
That's the
Bloodborne, maybe Sekiro.
No, not really, because it's got like dark elements to it. It was a samurai game, but it had very dark elements to it. That's why it reminded of Bloodborne in a way.
Gotcha. Hey, John, you back?
Yeah.
John.
Hold on.
No, I don't think he's back.
No.
Kieran says, would have been better if we didn't know that MSGS already with leaks and stuff like that. Yeah. But you know how it is, Kieran. All these motherfuckers be spoiling this shit, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like the same thing what happened with The Last of Us Part 2 when they spoiled like what was going to happen to Joel and shit. It's kind of fucked up, but it is what it is, man.
Is John back here?
I have no idea.
He said 2 minutes. John's disappeared on us.
Yeah, John was probably banging that girl or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck. Hopefully he... No,
You're just gonna have to apologize on the podcast and say this shit's rated R, man.
Yeah.
Anything goes, man.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about.
Oh boy,
There it is, John.
I'm back. I got caught up.
All right, John. We were talking about like, what showcase did it better, the PlayStation, the Xbox, or Nintendo showcase? Because we saw some good things on PlayStation, like obviously Spider-Man 2, and like my guy mentioned, Phantom Blade, which looked fantastic. For me, it reminded me like a mixture of like Ghost of Tsushima and probably
Bloodborne.
Yeah, good combat.
yeah, Bloodborne and Sekiro. It was really fast paced, so what did you think about all the showcases? What do you think was your favorite one?
The Xbox showcase probably impressed the most. but it reminded me of the 2020 showcase where it was a lot of like coming soon, maybe question mark. There was a lot of like CG, even though they said there wasn't going to be a lot of CG. It did feel like we were watching a lot of cinematics, so that's why I feel like it was impressive in the moment. But Nintendo will probably deliver the best.
John, I should kick your ass for saying Xbox, man. Come on, dude. There was a lot of CGI stuff there.
I think he's
That's
trolling
fine.
us.
That's exactly it. It was impressive in the moment, but looking back, like it has a lot of promises that we saw broken in 2020. So I'm like, well, PlayStation excites me the most. Xbox was just more impressive because they showed off like some pretty images. That's how it goes.
Earlier before the show, right? Well, before we were waiting for people to come in, we ended up talking about Starfield and stuff like that, and like how the frames were like looking very bad, right? Like it didn't seem like a stable 30 frames per second and stuff.
No.
It just seemed like it was dropping pretty bad just by the animations of the characters or like the animals they were crossing around and stuff like that. It just seemed really janky to me,
I think they need to. I know it releases in September.
Yeah. On my birthday, surprisingly again. What was the last game they released on my birthday? Gears 5.
Hey.
I don't play on Xbox either, but yeah, it releases on September 6th.
I don't know. I know it's supposed to be this huge, massive game, and that's what worries me is that it's so big and massive that it just feels empty, or there's a lot that needs to be fixed, and then we inevitably have to wait for like the Game of the Year edition, right? For it to be like, hey, they patched all the bugs, it's smooth, it's what it probably should have been at launch, like that. That's all that I worry about.
Well, Bethesda has always kind of had a history where they were being saved up by the PC community by doing mods and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense in some sense, but there's things that kind of bother me. Like, I mean, even though Bethesda is a publisher, and they have Arcane Studios, and the way that Redfall came out, like, despite Dishonored 1 and 2 being one of my all-time greats, and Prey was really good too. It's just a shame that Redfall came out the way that it did.
Oh man, yeah, Redfall. I was surprised that Phil was surprised, because I mean he's always like online, right? Like he's playing games. I would think if he's that involved, he should be playing every game that they're currently developing, right? Like just make your rounds, every month and see how things are coming along. But I guess he didn't play Redfall.
Yeah, because I remember, I think he was playing something once, but we didn't see the screen that he was playing Redfall. No. I guess he liked it or something like that. And I was just, that's weird. And then the whole thing, you know what? Let me bring this up real quick. Yeah. When Phil Spencer and Paris were on the XCast show, they ended up saying, Phil Spencer ended up saying something weird. He ended up saying that Starfield is not an 11 out of 10, and they shouldn't go PlayStation gamers like to rushing out to get an Xbox and stuff like that, which is like, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. You want to promote your product, you know what I mean? But I don't know. What do you think about that?
I have no idea what to make out of that. It's kind of like, well, are you in it to win it? Like, you should make it an 11 out of 10 because, I mean, with consoles especially, it takes a long time. It takes years to convince someone to buy into your ecosystem. So you can't just deliver like today. You have to deliver consistently for the whole generation, just so that once you switch over to the next gen, people are like, well, maybe I'll try Xbox for this generation. That's what happened with the PlayStation, right? Like, they won the PR war at E3 with that single video of them handing over a disc. They had done so well with PS3 that a lot of Xbox people were like, all right, yeah, we'll jump in. And even Shuhei Yoshida, he said, we don't know where like a third of our player base came from. Like, they're not PlayStation owners. They maybe came from Nintendo Wii or Xbox. They'll never know. But I think at the end of a generation, there's always an opportunity for change. And you got to have consistent quality. You have to have 11 to jump over when that happens. It's a transition period. Yeah.
My guy Kieran on the messages, he ended up saying, didn't Todd, I don't know if he's, who is it, Todd Howard? But
Yeah.
he ended up saying, didn't Todd just say that only 10% of the planets for Starfield will have life on them? 10%, dude, that's
Oh.
fucking shitty.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And I know they're going to say, like, well, science determined that only a certain percentage of planets have life. And I'm like, your fucking budget determined that only that many planets could have life. Come on, let's be real. You should cut the number of planets. Like, give us like 10 planets. You know, say like, hey, it's a solar system, but I know they promised a galaxy. And be like, we'll get there. It's a 10-year game. Give me like, I don't care about the BS, but like, just give me quality. You know, like I don't need 100 empty planets because I won't want to visit them.
Yeah, he was like, basically, fucking Xbox is throwing in the towel. That's what it is. You know, I mean, the thing is, though, 10%, dude, like, that's wild. I mean, look at games like Horizon Forbidden West, right?
Right.
It's a pretty big game, man, and you know, with performance mode and stuff like that, I think it's running at, you know, pretty much a kind of locked 60 frames per second and stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm thinking to myself, like, what is Bethesda doing? Is it the budget or what the hell is going on?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely budget. You got to make a big game. Then you don't have enough people. Like, you know, say, like you're making FPS like Call of Duty, right? You're going to have really like 4 or 5 people working on each level for 6 months, maybe a year. And a level is like what? A square kilometer, maybe. Can you imagine doing like 100 square kilometers or 500 square? Like you can't hire enough people to build it, so you have to lean on procedural systems, right? Like something that looks at the terrain, the angle of the terrain, the height of the terrain, and doing random noises. So you just have foliage filling the gaps. But that's not fun. It all kind of looks the same at that point. Yeah. That's why big games really make me nervous because, yeah, you just don't have the manpower, the time to even test it or make it fun. It's got to be crafted.
You know, it kind of reminds me of when I was looking at Starfield. Somebody was making a video. I forgot who it was, but it's almost similar to what's that space game that came out that didn't do so well, but it became better at the end.
Star Citizen? No, No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. Yeah, it kind of reminds me that they
Yes.
copied a lot from that.
Yes, I would too.
Shit.
I mean, that's the problem. Like you're playing catch up.
Yeah, it's shit, man.
Yeah, and I'm watching No Man's Sky footage, and it is smooth. It is like 60 FPS smooth, great motion blur, full of life. Like, wow.
What about
Yeah.
you? What about you, Mo? What do you think?
What? Sorry, guys. You lost me.
What do you mean?
Sorry, no, I had to rush to the bathroom. Sorry, so I missed what you were saying.
Oh, we were talking about how No Man's Sky looks like it was copied for Star Citizen. Like whatever was successful with No Man's Sky, that's what Star Citizen is trying to do, and probably as they should, but they're playing catch up, I think.
Uh,
I don't know. What do you think of it?
to be honest with you, I don't know what to say about this, man. I don't play none of those games, bro. I don't play none of those games, so I wouldn't know shit about them.
Okay, I get you. But do you think that was the right call for Bethesda to move out of the Fallout and then create this Starfield thing that was, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't try to bash games from other platforms that I don't play, but
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never played No Man's Land, honestly. I've seen it and stuff, but not my type of game, to be honest.
Snowman.
So I wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, something that occurred to me when I watched Starfield was the intent. It looks correct. The artistry, it looks correct. I think it's the engine that's actually slowing them down or causing issues. And they should really look into changing it up. Like maybe go to Unity at some point or Unreal. I know Unreal's like the popular thing right now, but Unity gives you a lot of control out of the gate. Some people prefer it. They should, but I know they don't want to pay the license fee, right? Not the developers, but probably higher up at Bethesda publisher or ZeniMax even.
ZeniMax, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to pay that 12%. You know.
Fuck it, man. Maybe they should have went to PlayStation, got to use a Decima engine or some shit like that.
Hey, do you ever wonder if like maybe ZeniMax like misrepresented the content that they were developing to Xbox in order to get purchased? Because I mean, some of the games just don't look like they were worth what 12 billion. What was the buyout for Bethesda and ZeniMax?
That's a lot, man.
Wasn't it like 4 or 5 billion? No, that was Insomniac.
In the billions, isn't it?
I think you're right.
7.5 billion.
7.5 billion. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
That's a lot, man.
that's a lot. Yeah.
Damn. I never thought this was even worth that much, to be fair. I was shocked when I saw that price.
I know. I'd be like, how are we making this money back? If I played Redfall at that point and played Starfield at that point, if I was Phil, I'd be like, that price is too high.
Yo, but it's like the same thing I was telling you guys. It's crazy that Redfall from Arcane Studios, they made a game like that. It just makes no sense to me. And it's a first-person shooter,
yeah.
you know, so it's awkward to me.
I got the info.
Was Redfall a fail? It was
right.
a fail, wasn't it?
Hold on. He's gonna talk about the info.
Oh yeah. So way back when they made Prey. Prey was good. Prey is exactly what Arcane was known for. Arcane and Austin. You know, it's like a single player narrative FPS. Cool. Didn't make much money. And ZeniMax was like, well, next game definitely needs to make money. And around that time, right, games as a service was becoming a big deal. DLC throughout the lifespan of a game's, post life cycle was becoming big. And they said, you know what, next game, let's make it DLC, games as a service. What can we do to keep that cash coming in day to day? Not just have a release and find out yes or no if it's successful. So they had Arcane change course. They proposed this, vampire online multiplayer DLC loot box kind of game, and people left. A lot of senior staff that had, I think, killed themselves with Prey were like, well, I had options, like I can go somewhere else. It's not a big deal. As they lost talent, they ran into another issue, which is hiring. So one thing I know is that they use Unreal, right? Arcane in France does not use Unreal. They actually use their own engine. I think they switched to Unreal for this new multiplayer Redfall, right? And that just means, well, dive into an engine if it suits all of your needs. Like with Unity, we had to make a couple of tools for our game behind the scenes, just do something that's unique to us. That's just how it is. And I'm sure they ran into an issue with, once most of the senior staff, something like 70% of the senior staff is gone. Well, no one can help you with the old engine. No one can really help you with this new engine. And the worst part is they couldn't tell new hires who were expecting to work on a single player FPS that they're going to be working on a games as a service, which is a completely different beast. It's not something as a developer that you would necessarily be proud to work on. So that actually stalled them for a bit. They had trouble finding people. And then in politics, right? Texas started coming into the news. It's like, well, they're a conservative state. A lot of game developers tend to lean liberal. And because of that, it was also hard to grab people from out of state. They had trouble hiring within Austin. It was hard to get people from California. It just kind of stalled. There wasn't a lot there. And apparently, I don't know exactly who, but, when people work overtime at a studio or any company, right? If you're upper management, you're doing your own thing, they're doing theirs, and you see this high output, having all your deadlines met, you assume everything is great. Once they leave, you don't know how much overtime they were actually doing, and you're like, oh, this can be done in 2 years, when in reality, maybe it'll take 4 with the new people. We saw that happen with The Last of Us, right? Like so many senior staff to finish it, more than they thought it would take. So yeah, losing senior staff was the big problem with Redfall. On top of having a premise that nobody wanted to work on, like, so those are two big things. It's a bad premise. Nobody wants to work on a games as a service, and you've lost most of your staff, and you're having trouble hiring. So that's why it looks unfinished, right? Like you look at it and you're like, nobody touched this part of the level, and the answer is probably correct. Nobody touched that part of the level for a year.
You know, it kind of reminds me of when Ben Studios finally ended up making their first what's it called, AAA game in Days Gone, right? When we were talking to Jeff Ross, they were using Unreal 4 engine for that game,
right?
And he ended up saying, "Oh no, my guy Sick Humor ended up saying, would have been better if they did it on Real Engine 5." And Jeff Ross ended up saying something interesting. He said these engines, he was saying like you really don't fully understand them and shit like that and how it works.
Yeah,
you know, so that's kind of crazy to think about.
No, you don't. Like the programmer on Motor Cubs, right? He told me where he was working that he had to readjust the bone system for characters because it wasn't, it wasn't fitting their needs. And that kind of blew my mind. I was like, wait, so it's not just like out of the box working? He's like, no, it works. It just doesn't work for us currently in what we're working on. So they had to go in and adjust the system, reprogram some things within the engine. And so, engines are not magic. They have limitations. Like, I know for my game, right? Like, I had to accept the fact that I couldn't do camera. I have 2-player, right? Split screen. For whatever reason, the new Unity engine, you cannot have like a different glow or a different intensity of brightness on player 1 camera versus player 2 camera on the same screen because they've optimized in the background. It's just a reflection of the industry because we're doing so much online multiplayer, not necessarily local. So that would have to be programmed. We would have to create our own render pipeline technically in order to do that one little thing that I took for granted on N64.
It's kind of like,
right?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that story where Fable for the Xbox has to be remade because they were trying to build that game off the Forza engine that they were using, so it didn't work well, so they had to cancel the whole thing and redo the whole thing at all.
Wow.
So I'm guessing there's engines that just work better with the games you're trying to create.
Yeah, ideally the engine, if you make your own, should be built to the game, and you should start over if you change genres. Except for freaking, what was it, Guerrilla Games? They're the only ones I know that have like changed. It's like an adjacent genre, but they technically changed genres in like a 3-year period successfully. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, Guerrilla's the ones with the Decima, right? Just keep going, guys. I need to rush to the washroom real quick.
Sure.
Just keep it going and stuff like that.
BRB. But yeah, Decima, and it's so good that Kojima, after evaluating a bunch of engines, right? Because he made his own Fox engine way back with Metal Gear. He looked at Decima and said, "This is the one I want," right? And Sony said, "Okay." So
he made a pretty good one as well.
Flexible.
I mean, I think most big developers now, I know Unreal Engine 5 and stuff like that are there, but most developers, they make their own engines, don't they? I mean, not all of them. I mean, some of them, like Kojima will be one.
The big ones.
I could be mistaken on this, but Santa Monica, and maybe
Santa
Naughty Dog.
Monica. Yeah, that's
maybe Naughty Dog. I could be mistaken, but there's a few developers now. I know Capcom use their own engine as well, especially on the Resident Evil remakes.
Yes.
So
it's a classic seesaw of, do you want flexibility or do you want speed? Because the fewer things that are programmed, that's fewer things for the engine to check when it's ran every cycle. So, and I see it in Unity. I ran into a bug last night where it was stripping out the light maps because I checked something wrong. Now I know, like, okay, don't do that. But I didn't realize that when I pressed build, it was seeing what shaders were unused and then stripping them before they're even put in the game. So that's why the editor is like a little bit slower. I'd say the editor is about 25% slower than the final build. Like that explained it. So engines are not magic. That's what I've learned the past 2 years, is that they're enablers, but you can break them with the wrong instructions. They have their own bugs. You really have two programs. You have your game and you have the engine, and they're working side by side when people press start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell's the next topic is, because the spare hasn't even given me the topic, so I don't know what to speak about next.
I'll continue. So there's a couple of things that I wanted in Motor Cubs that I don't have yet. One is called stencils. You're able to, or is it called stencils? Oh no, I gotta look it up. It's the ability to project like graffiti or pictures onto objects.
Yeah.
And my current version of Unity, 2021, it supports it, but anything that comes like within that range between the projector and the screen, essentially, they'll get that texture projected onto them, which is a no-no. 2022 does support it, but 2022 breaks my game, so I can't upgrade. I tried last month, and it just, every time I finished a race, it was a hard crash, and I've never seen a hard crash with Motor Cubs. So I was like, well, I'll wait a few months. Maybe it'll be okay by then. There's a couple of cool technologies, right? Like DirectX 12 performs 25 to 50% better in Unity 2022, but it breaks my game. So I think a lot of developers that are using Unity or using Unreal, they have secret problems like this that they're not going to talk about publicly, because you're technically trashing the company that makes the engine that you're making your game on. And it's hard to prove, is it you or is it them? It's very difficult to prove that. We saw that with was it the developer who sued Unreal on Xbox 360?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was Silicon Knights. They sued Unreal Engine and lost, right? Because they're like, oh, the engine's not ready. They're like, no, we provide it as is. And your programming affects the performance of the engine, which is a fair statement. So I think a lot of developers are just waiting for things to be solved with DirectX when it comes to like Unreal or Unity. That's why I think games right now, when you look at them, right, and you watch the showcases, they don't look too different from last generation. Yeah, and I actually have to say nothing's really changed other than ray tracing.
Do you think it because with the technology it takes time to develop, right? And do you think that's probably one of the reasons why you don't see much of a difference? Well, that's what I'm guessing anyway. Maybe.
Yeah, because like shaders was the brand new thing with PS3 and Xbox 360. We went from like a flat pastel look to, well, now we have metal. Now we have clear coats. Now we have like reflection cubes and everything's shiny. Now we're trying to make things rougher, so it's like a rough reflection, but it takes a lot of compute power. Essentially, consoles aren't getting that much more powerful, right? And on top of that, I mean, we've kind of been spoiled. We have pretty much every material you can do in animation, like Pixar animation. Technically, we have that in Unity and Unreal. So the next step, the next big thing is ray tracing, but the hardware isn't there yet. Like we're getting snippets, right? Like ray trace shadows. That's cool. One ray bounce of diffuse color, like that's nice. But true hardcore ray tracing, I'm talking like 5 ray bounces and subsurface random walk and like true refraction without any noise, which is super difficult in terms of processing time. Like that could take another generation, maybe more, because of the cost to make hardware. Like if you wanted to make the PlayStation 3 today, based off inflation, it would be $1,000.
Damn.
Right, no one's paying that.
By the way,
Yeah.
By the way, this guy, Joshua Carter, saying the PlayStation Showcase was a Spider-Man 2 State of Play. Honestly, which I didn't mind because I got more gameplay of Dragon Dogma 2. Yeah, but don't forget about Phantom Blade, brother. Phantom Blade was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. What were you guys talking about?
No, just about the. Sorry, go on, John.
Yeah. Just talking about why games don't look that different. Like, even though it's technically next gen, I said, like, a lot of this stuff, like shaders, materials, metallic coats, things of that nature, they're solved. So we're looking about as good as we can get. We're kind of spoiled, even.
John, what's your take on? Since you're talking about this, what's your take on Hellblade 2? I know we've rarely seen any gameplay, but on Unreal Engine 5, it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not an Xbox person, not my type of game, but it looks pretty good. From what I've
Hellblade
seen.
2 looks great. I just want to see gameplay, like a walkthrough gameplay. I know they're not quite there yet. It's almost like that studio is helping drive the development of Unreal and where it's headed with the metahumans. Like, they're really pushing metahumans to the limits. So I think maybe they were just waiting on DirectX to get some performance updates that I don't know, because I don't work in DirectX. But maybe it just takes time.
It's kind of funny.
The realest I've seen it. That's the realest I've seen games come alive. That makes any sense.
It's kind of funny because I expected to see gameplay of Hellblade 2, but all we got was like primarily like cinematics and stuff like that, which is not gameplay. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised we didn't.
Yeah, I know. I mean, dude, how long has this game been in development for? We heard about it when? Was it 2019?
3 years
2020?
ago?
Yeah, like 3 years ago, some shit like that.
Well, no, I think we did see some gameplay. Not too much.
Of that.
Was it on the 2020 showcase when they were fighting that big boss? I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah, I do.
But that was CGI though, wasn't it?
No, that was the actual gameplay. It was like 2 minutes gameplay, a minute and a half gameplay, something along.
Yeah.
Well,
I believe it was on a PC, but yeah.
Well, when I see gameplay, like, I mean, shit, man. I mean, there was like no button or anything like that. No health bars or anything like that. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if that was just cinematic, if anything.
No, maybe the game plays like that. Maybe.
Well, the big question is, what does it look like on Xbox Series X? That's the big question.
Yeah.
Right. How much aliasing? How many samples are they throwing at the shaders? Because four samples looks nice, but they're doing variable rate. Like, maybe they're doing 2. I do know one thing with variable rate shading: the darker you make the scene, the lower you can sample it, and then throw more detail at it. So there might actually be a performance reason that we see darker games going forward, just because they can push more detail if you darken it, because then you're doing lower samples. I don't know what it looks like on Series X, but when you have a memory pool of, I think the operating system is, we're just not NDA information. You just always assume it's going to be like, what, 10 to 20% of the memory is your operating system, just like Windows. Then you have, out of 16 gigabytes, you got 14 probably. So 7 gigs for CPU, 7 for GPU. Like, that's not a lot to work with when you're thinking about all this animation data. Textures. The textures take up a lot of space. So they'll probably have to cut down on like the crispness of a lot of things.
Hey, you know what, John?
Yeah.
Speaking on this real quick, since you mentioned the Xbox Series X, how do you feel like about? I think it was Xbox themselves said that the Xbox Series X is primarily a next gen
a mid-gen refresh.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds awkward as fuck to me.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with them. It is, but it's probably what they aimed for, right? Because 36 CUs for a graphics card, that's kind of like a mid-range Radeon, right? High end is 72, and there's this in between of 56, and they put like what 56 CUs in Series X, which is not quite like high end, but it's close enough, and they're going to make up for it with the AI cores and machine learning cores. I think potentially it could match PlayStation 5 if PS5 does a Pro version. I think it could. The only issue is PlayStation 5 Pro, if they make it, it's going to be RDNA 4, not RDNA 3.
Makes
And
sense.
it's going to be Zen 4 and not Zen 3. And so it could come close enough that they still have a cost savings compared to Sony. Like if Sony is at $500, they could potentially be at $450, right? But
You know, which kind of reminds me,
it's risky.
I was talking to my guy, he's an engineer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was saying, because the PlayStation has, what is it, 36 CUs or is it 34 CUs? No, it's 36
36.
CUs. And then Xbox, something like that, right?
Yeah.
52? Yeah, and they ended up saying it's easier to work with 36 CUs because
Mhm.
you have less to put, you know, things in the compute units and stuff like that rather than 52, because 52 you have to write instructions for every single CU. So he told me that it was a waste of time and money.
Really?
That's what he told me.
I mean, I don't explicitly tell the CUs what to do on any graphics card. I just feed it instructions and then it processes them. And if people have fewer CUs, they get a lower frame rate. And it's pretty much that simple.
Gotcha.
Now, I do know that DirectX has more overhead on performance than OpenGL, and PlayStation is OpenGL. So, like that, the 36 cores, if we had to like compare it or recalibrate it, let's say 36 times 1.1 even. That's like times 1.2. Yeah, technically PlayStation's more like 44 cores if you think about how fast OpenGL is compared to Xbox. So that's within spitting distance. And what was that other thing they said? I think it's a clock higher. No, it's close enough. They don't have full RDNA 2, is it? In PlayStation, but they were both custom.
It's a custom RDNA too.
Yeah, it's in between generations.
Yeah, and the Xbox Series X has full RDNA too, but
Yeah,
I mean, I have no idea. It reminds me of this video. This one PC guy. He's not a console
Yeah.
gamer, but he ended up saying that, we got to the point where numbers on paper don't really matter. It's all about the architecture.
maybe. I mean, I don't have a dev kit yet. I'd have to pay for one, and so far, the PlayStation kit was free, and so that's why we're on PS5 right now. So on PS5, I did notice that it does on my PC actually. So that's good news. I just, if we ever afford a Series X kit, then I can actually definitively say we're getting better frame rate or better resolution on Xbox versus PlayStation or vice versa. But yeah, it's all like NDA and behind the scenes, and all we can go off of is Digital Foundry. That's about it.
Yeah. So I think it was yesterday. I got a message because I used to be subscribed for what's it called, Game Pass, but from buying gummy worms and shit. But it says this message, and I'm saying Xbox platform notice. Xbox wants all children using Xbox to be safe. We entered into a settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission to resolve allegations we improperly collected from children. If you have a child that is using Xbox, please use this link. But I didn't get a child. Check out that link. But it doesn't seem far-fetched, because remember when the Xbox One X launched, and it was recommended well, not recommended, but you had to purposely buy the that camera. Apparently, like
Yeah.
motherfuckers were being spied on it and shit. But like, it's just weird, man.
Oh
That's some
no.
fucked up shit, bro.
Yeah.
Spying
Oh.
on kids.
That's why they wanted the camera
Well, that's what it
on every.
says.
Yeah.
That's what it says. We entered a
That's what everyone-
settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission to resolve allegations we improperly collected data from children.
Is this in the article, bro?
Conspiracy
No.
theorists are just
No.
they're scoring high.
No, it was sent to me through an
It's real.
email. It was sent to me
Yeah,
through
I
an
see
email.
it.
Yeah.
Who
That's real.
by?
Xbox.
The
Oh, fuck yeah.
Xbox and Amazon are both in deep shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good look.
It's because they store the voice recordings of children, which is a whole different ballgame legally.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was always on, right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's why some people started like putting tape around their cameras and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are those just conspiracy theorists who do that? Or...
Well,
Some people are just paranoid in general, you know?
Actually, no, I do it too. I mean, if you've seen that Snowden movie, you know
Oh,
that
yeah,
you should
yeah.
always have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but honestly, there's some people who actually cover their phones, their laptops. I've even seen that guy.
Oh,
I can't remember his
I keep
name.
it all in a different room when I talk about sensitive stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that guy who owns Facebook? What's his name?
Yeah, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, he does the same thing.
Because he knows. Yeah, he's in the know. Do what he does. Like I always say, watch what people do, not what they say. When you see the leaders doing something, that's what you do.
yeah. The thing with that guy, Zuckerberg, is that he gives out data. He gives
Mhm.
data out, and I remember once the judge ended up asking him, like, "How would you feel like if we found out where your apartment was, or like your where you were staying at? Like, would you like that?" And he said, "No, I like to keep my privacy." And so the judge ended up asking him, "Well, so why are you giving away people's data?"
Right. If you don't like it, why do you do it?
Exactly.
It's fucking money, man. That's what it is.
Money is everything. But these guys sometimes learn. There's good money and there's bad money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, by the way, okay, so since we're on the topics, topic with the Xbox, we were prior to the show, before we even started, we were talking about Redfall and stuff like that.
Yeah, Redfall.
And the whole what's it called? What we call the hashtag game effect. I mean Game Pass effect,
Game Pass
right?
effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like why would Arcane Studios go down like that, and what is it?
Well, I gotta tell you, it's Game Pass, right? You guys know how it works? The licensing?
No.
Okay. So, based off of what I read in like UK newspapers and stuff about it, because they have like all the core documents, there is a license fee paid out to the publisher or developer for a set amount of time. Maybe it's going to be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, because, well, you don't know how much money a game is going to make long term. It could go up, it could go down. And so there's financial security of like, hey, let's give you guys maybe like 500,000 for this racing game, and now it's free for all the Game Pass people. This 500,000 should keep you going now. It's a cash injection today, and you can still make money if you have DLC or games as a service. It's a roll of the dice. It's like playing craps. You just don't know. We've seen some regret, right, from some developers, but for others, they're like, shit, I'll take the money now if it means keeping the lights on, like now, instead of like wasting our time with DLC that maybe doesn't sell. I don't know if I would take that money because, you really cap yourself. And yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. There's only so much that Microsoft can pay out, right? Which is probably peanuts compared to like the upside of, say, like they'll never get FIFA on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
There's too much money. They'd have to buy out like $1 billion or something for one game because there's that much sales in DLC. But for smaller developers, if I was Microsoft, I would use Game Pass to make sure that other platforms look less attractive by using my own internal studios, mostly, help keep the lights on. But long term, I don't think it's sustainable. It's not enough money coming in to make up for what you're paying out with licenses, which means you can't buy the big dogs, and ultimately it's just a bunch of small indie games on Game Pass, and people aren't happy. I think that's why we've seen Game Pass subscribers just kind of stall, right? Because they wanted good free stuff. As gamers, I don't want to pay. No, I don't want to pay jack shit. I'll pay like $10 a month so I get more games. But if there isn't enough good content that I was promised, then I'll cancel. So, it's nice that they tried, but I don't think it'll last.
Yeah, I get because I remember we had this conversation before about games on Game Pass that you only heard like 3 success stories at.
There's 200 other stories. Yeah,
man. And the thing is too is that Microsoft would be stupid to fucking keep off Call of Duty if they do get the ABK deal, because most of my what's it called, Call of Duty's profit comes from PlayStation. Yeah. So how are you gonna make that money back if you're doing a 80 million whatever fucking deal it is?
Right. Yeah, because Game Pass is just a way of taking a AAA game and then making it free to play. That's it, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, it's.
Was Redfall affected by Game
already
Pass?
A deal with Xbox, the ABK deal or whatever. Isn't it already made? What's going on?
No, it's not made yet.
It's in progress.
It's in the UK, but Europe accepted it. I don't know what's going on, how long it's going to go for. To be honest with you, I don't really care anymore.
I mean, I think they should just let it go through so that everyone knows what happens because, well, it's their money, it's their choice. You can let them make their own mistakes, like we're big boys. Like, just do it. Like, who cares? Because there's always new IP to be made. There's other developers who are going to, jump in if there's an opportunity business-wise to, fill in gaps that Game Pass left. It's an ecosystem. I say just let it happen. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's always something new, right? Battlefield could take over. Call of Duty could fall down. You don't know. You really don't know.
But it also brings up this topic that I was reading. I saw it not too long ago. It was probably like 2 days or 3 days ago. That basically the reason why Microsoft wanted to get the the ABK deal was because they wanted to get PlayStation out of business.
Yeah. But that's every business wants to put their competitors out of business. That's how you make profit. I mean, that's not.
I just told this to John earlier as well. Sooner or later, there's going to be a new IP which comes, and it's going to be just as big as Call of Duty, maybe better.
Yeah, because Call of Duty has problems.
This is what I'm saying. But yeah.
So I know that the UK regulators made a good point where they said they felt bad being at Call of Duty, but the issue we see is actually their cloud gaming is way beyond their competitors. They are poised to take over cloud gaming really soon. And they thought it was interesting, which I think is interesting, that they're like, hey, look at Call of Duty, we'll share this, and said nothing about xCloud to the regulators.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They're trying to put this shit everywhere. That's why like I was telling you guys before, well, not this day, but like before, like I think the reason why they're trying to get this ABK deal so that they could put everything on their shit and just stop worrying about hardware. You know what I mean?
Right. It's not about Game Pass. It's about xCloud with Game Pass. Those two together, that's a powerful combo.
What is it like?
If they can keep.
It's like smart TVs, fucking your phones.
Yes.
I just think that's why they needed a deal, because let's face it, their hardware isn't selling well. I mean, I think their Series S is selling more than their Xbox Series X, if I remember correctly.
Well, that's why they developed the Series S, was because they figured people will go for the cheapest option. They didn't know the price point of PS5, but they knew, hey, our Xbox One S did really well compared to the One X. So why don't we make both at the same time? We'll cut it down to something that's like $200, maybe $300 to make max, and just put it out there, and lo and behold, the price won $300. Like, that's crazy. I mean, you saw Sony, right? They took out the disk drive. The lowest they could go was 400. So it was a smart move.
Well, in some sense, because like what I'm saying is that like the Series S, right? They're two different architectures, right? I mean, no, they're the same architecture. It's just that one doesn't have a disk, but the other one doesn't. But it's still the same architecture, so they can fully utilize their PS5 games. The thing that concerned me about the Xbox Series X and the Series S was that it was two different architectures, and plus they also make games for PC, so you have to worry about the lowest common denominator. So that was a big concern that we had about the Xbox, and the games are showing they're just not running that great.
I think so. Yeah, if I was working on the dev kit, the Xbox Series dev kit, there's only one dev kit for both consoles, right? So you can flip modes between Series S and Series X. I don't have a dev kit, so for the record, I'm not breaking any NDAs. Just saying, there is one kit for both consoles, which is smart. But if I had limited time, limited budget, I would make it all run on Series S as good as possible, and then take the resolution up for Series X mode, and probably call it a day if there are no errors. If I'm looking at the stats and frame rate looks good, resolution looks good, no problems. I mean, at that point, I'd be like, all right, release it, right? Especially if someone's paying your salary, they're going to say, all right, that was a good week. It went smooth. Go ahead and release the game. On PlayStation, I've actually had more issues where, like, they use their own shading language that's based off of an industry standard. It's very close. Just a couple of key features. You have to be like really explicit with your math, right? Or when you define like a vector 4. So when I ran Motor Cubs on the dev kit, I got like a random. It's called NAN. It just means the math is wrong. Something happened. Got to fix the code, and it was with my UI. So I had to ask them for help, and Sony is actually really good behind the scenes about this. Like, oh, this isn't running. What is the code? I showed it to them, and they didn't give me the answer. They gave me the lesson of how to fix it in the future, because if I just keep coming back to them with my problems, well, I'm kind of wasting their time too. They're like, hey, this is how you fix it long term. And then I went through the code, fixed it, and it was fine. And suddenly I'm like, I don't know, a little psychologically rattled. Like, now I really want to pay attention to the PlayStation version because, well, certain things have to be customized for the PlayStation version. And in fact, the PlayStation version of our user interface, the boost meter, that's in the PC and Mac versions now, because it still works. It's actually more correct. It's just that those platforms give you more like leeway. They just infer what you meant. But on PlayStation, it's more explicit. Hey, what do you mean by that? That's all. So I suspect that the PlayStation dev kit gives you great performance, has a little more, it makes you more involved. And maybe that's why the PlayStation versions are looking more polished. It could also be sales. Like, hey, sales are, maybe 2x on PlayStation. We should maybe put a little more time into that. Those are the two possibilities I see from a business standpoint.
Gotcha. What about Mo Luke? Hey, do you want to add anything to that? Did you die, motherfucker? What happened?
He's eating a burrito. He's on mute. He's probably doing something else. We'll catch in a bit. But yeah, nothing malicious. Just I think budgets are really tight, especially now. So there's this thing in like software development, right? It's all about get it out the door when it works, and then fix it later over time with patches. It's called minimum viable product. That's the industry standard. It's not like developers are lazy. They just, if the game is functioning and it looks decent enough and it's getting good reviews and sales, you move on to the next project. That's how it is. Versus if you're really passionate about it and this is like something you're doing on the side, and it makes a difference. Or if the company you work for is like No, you know what? It needs a little more polish. It needs more time. Like Zelda, right? Zelda has an infinite time budget, not a money budget, but like a time budget. Then you can really tell the difference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're passionate about what they make. You can tell in the final product. Not just the developers, but upper management as well. It seems like are very passionate about their games at Nintendo, and it shows. Probably same at Sony. Yeah.
Gotcha. Another thing I wanted to cover real quick was, all right. So you know how it's toxic, both PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, Nintendo, and stuff like that. You know, you have all those weirdos, right? What do you think about like these Xbox people making, you know, those what's those things called? Where you're trying to get something banned.
What?
What's it called? There's a specific word for it. They do it online, and then people have to sign up. What is that shit called?
Petition.
Yeah, petition. Yeah, a petition.
Oh,
where
petition.
where I'm guessing some Xbox guys made it,
Yeah.
and it said that PlayStation wants Starfield to come too, and the
Waste
petition.
of time.
Yeah, the petition only had one like, and it was up to 5 people and stuff like that to sign up the full petition. And
this is
dude,
the biggest joke of the century.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. Like, both of you, like, I don't give a fuck about Starfield. To be honest with you, like, what I saw and shit, like, there would be no petition from fucking PlayStation, like, real guys.
Listen, bro. I think someone just did that on purpose, just to make a joke. I don't think anybody wants.
No, but people were sharing it out.
Oh,
People were sharing it out.
on PlayStation, huh?
But people were actually sharing it out, making it seem
Yeah,
like
because
it was
it
real.
was real, bro. It was on Twitter, right? I think I've
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah.
Yeah, I see 1,000 signatures. Didn't quite make it.
Bro, there's always silly stuff like that online. Don't believe anything you see. Some people just do it just for clout and stuff, and
Yeah, they want to
bullshit.
promote the channel, their brand.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's all it is. I don't think they were actually being serious doing that.
Hold on one
No.
second, fellas. If you guys want to keep talking about that or talk about MSG like you guys want to talk about before, go ahead and do it.
Oh,
right now, 'cause I'm gonna be out
MGS.
real quick.
Yeah,
What? Say that again, bro.
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh,
Yeah, the remake.
yeah. You guys go ahead. You guys start then. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, who's
Like,
making
how do you
it?
want to start?
Like, who's making the MGS game?
Oh, are you talking about the Snake, the remake of
Yeah.
Snake Eater?
Yeah,
I think right now it's unknown. But I did hear it's some studio. I don't know where.
Oh,
It's got a
I found
funny
it.
name. I think they're beginning with the P.
it
But
just
I
came
don't.
out.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that because there were rumors that Blue Point, is it Demon Souls, were going to take on the Metal Gear Solid remake. That was
No.
rumored for a while.
Virtuous Studio.
Well, that's what they're saying at the moment.
At the moment,
but I don't know, with Kojima not attached, and I can't pronounce the other guy's name. With Kojima's got a funny ass name, but he did the art for Metal Gear Solid. He begins with the Y, ends with the Y or something. But yeah, with those two not attached, we have got nothing to do with it. It's kind of worrying. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about the remake, but I really hope.
Me too. Because if they called it Delta, right? And Delta
Yes,
meant
yes,
change,
yes.
and I'm like, what are they changing? Like they should not touch anything other than
I
race
know.
of fidelity. That's it. Like, don't touch the pod.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking maybe, the studio you just mentioned now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe that's maybe just a placeholder. I just want to maybe reveal things later down the line. I don't know. But with the development, with the developers I haven't heard of, I'm kind of worried about it because this is my favorite franchise ever. I'm kind of really worried. I really want it to, be big again. I want Metal Gear Solid back.
Right.
Really.
The company that put Kojima in a cubicle, like, 1,000 feet away from his team, and said, just sit here for the next 6 months. I don't trust that. I really don't.
Me too. Damn, I just don't know. What do you think, the Spur? Oh, has he dipped out?
Oh, maybe that's why he asked us to talk about it.
Oh,
But
right.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't. The way that they disrespected Kojima, doesn't put a lot of faith
Exactly.
in this. I'm like, what incentive do they have to respect his work if they didn't respect him? That's my worry.
I'm just thinking if they brought him back or just acknowledged him a bit or just, he doesn't need to be fully involved, but involved in, just a little part of it. Maybe it will just boot that game and maybe have a bit of that confidence. But right now,
I don't think, like, even if they asked him, like,
You
the way
reckon?
that he was disrespected, I can't see Kojima going back unless the people who disrespected him are gone, and I think they're still there. So
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right on that. I just I don't know. With that I haven't heard of that studio before. I mean, what games have they made? I haven't heard.
also, Virtuous works on, like, a lot of I'd say remasters or DLC, right? Or their support studio. If a game is falling behind on a deadline, you call Virtuous to help with content. If you go to virtuousgames.com and see their services, they have worked on a lot of stuff: Horizon Zero Dawn, Grounded, Outer Worlds,
Okay.
Call of Duty Warzone. So they do a lot of invisible work for sure. So maybe they're helping whatever team they have at Konami currently making the remake, helping them with assets.
Because I was really thinking that, I know it's been rumored for a while for Metal Gear Solid to show, and it's finally shown, but honestly, I was expecting something bigger from them, like Blue Point Games. That's what I was expecting. If they mentioned, look, these guys are going to take over for the Metal Gear Solid remakes going on forward, I would have been happy with that. And I think that would have been the right call, even, without Kojima be involved or whatever. But right now, I really don't know. I could possibly see this getting delayed or just being a dud.
Maybe. Blue Point, they actually turn down games that are proposed to them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So if I was them, I actually would have turned down this as well. Because
really, why would they turn down one of the most successful franchises ever in gaming history? Why?
Well, because it's all about the bid, right? Like, what was the attitude of the people that meet with you, right? Like, say they have meetings about this. They meet whoever they're going to work with. What's your scope of project? What's your budget? If the budget isn't there, then they're not going to go for it, right? Because they do AAA remakes, but
they do.
If they turned this down or it didn't work out culturally, maybe there's a reason. Because they worked on Shadow Colossus, right? And that was like, good God, amazing. Demon Souls, amazing. So if they're not working on MGS, then to me that's kind of a red flag. Like, creatively, I'd be like, yes, let's fucking do this. But if you're not working on it, I'm like, what happened?
This shit makes me nervous, man. I swear to God. Because if this ends up being a fail, then never ever see.
Is Kojima working on the game?
No.
No.
And Blue Point isn't, which we were just talking about this. Blue Point, they're very picky about who they work with. They have to have like the right challenge and the right budget. And if you don't have both, well, then they don't work on it. It's not a big deal. But the fact that Blue Point is not working on MGS Remake makes me think something didn't vibe with them. Maybe it was culture, maybe it was budget, scope. Like, so if they're not working on it, to me, that's kind of a red flag.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Messed up on this one. If I was Konami, I should have just sold the IP to some other company, just let them take the remake.
Right, and then you can still get license fees from whatever's made.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they're doing right now. I really do hope, fingers crossed, I really do hope this actually becomes big, because I want the Metal Gear Solid series back. And if this becomes a fail, then we're not going to get no more remakes from them. Possibly a long time, I don't know.
Right, we didn't see any gameplay. We don't know.
It kind of reminds me of the story that Jeff was telling me when he got a chance to meet Kojima. He told us that after Kojima was actually evaluating like different engines from the PlayStation Studios, right? That they obviously came to bend, and Jeff is he's an interesting character because he kind of reminds me of me, because I say shit all the time out loud, like without thinking it. And so they were at a table and stuff like that, and he ended up asking Kojima, "What happened to Konami?" And and um and
So what went on with your ex-girlfriend?
yeah, and then
Jax, man.
and then Jeff ended up telling me that there was a dead silence in the room and nobody knew what to say. So so Jeff didn't know what to say. So what he did was he raised his glass and he said, "All right, well, here's the fuck Konami," and everybody was fucking laughing, man. So hopefully you guys are right. Maybe the MSG3. Hopefully it's not a dud.
No, I really hope not, man. I'm gonna cry, man, because I really want Metal Gear Solid series to come back. You know,
Right.
honestly, I'm sure a lot of people have been anticipating this for a while now, and it's been a year, 2 years now. We've been hearing rumors,
Right.
but
Years.
damn. I mean, it looks good, but I still think it's
Mhm.
far away. Maybe
Wait.
2 years, 3 years away. I mean, what do you guys think?
Until I see the whole first section of the game, right? The first hour remade, running, no issues, has updates that we would love to see in today's gaming environment. Until I see that, I got no opinion on it.
I don't think we'll see gameplay, to be fair, to at least 2 years from now. That's my
Sounds
guess.
about right. Yeah,
That's
I
my.
agree.
You're going to hear pure silence next year.
Mhm.
People are going to say, "What's going on?" There may be when 2025 rolls around or something. Next showcase, they'll probably go, "Bam, here it is."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's if we don't hear something before and they'll go, "Look, they're in trouble." I mean, look what happened with the Star Wars game. Which one is it? The Old of the Night Republic remake.
Mhm.
That's in development hell as well. You see, this is what I'm scared of. For them to come out and go, "Look, there's something going on, blah blah blah," and just it's not happening. It's been suspended indefinitely or something like that. And we don't hear from it for a while.
Yeah.
But that game specifically though, isn't that a PlayStation exclusive now?
What?
Knights of the Old Republic.
It is, yeah, it is. I believe so, yeah.
It's not canceled?
No,
it's not cancelled. No,
Oh, okay.
it's just it's in development hell at the moment, but you know, from what I've read up on it, it's still happening, but there's no exact release date of when we will see it.
Hey, which reminds
maybe
me
years down the lane, maybe 4 years, 5 years, I don't know.
Hey, which reminds me though, once I made myself look stupid on the spaces, I ended up saying Knights of the Old Republicans, and people started busting out laughing. I was like, "Oh, Republic, my bad."
It's close. Hey, got most of the letters right.
I was really excited when they actually showed that game because obviously Darth Revan is one of badass character.
Yeah, definitely, man. Shit, dude, I wish we could have had more people to have different opinions, like we were talking about and stuff like that. But
everyone playing Final Fantasy 16, innit?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because obviously it launched today. I'm gonna get a chance to check it out. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna check it. What?
Your Final Fantasy 16 copy has it arrived?
Not yet. It hasn't arrived yet. What's it called? What's it called? Amazon's kind of slow.
Yeah, they're so man. Should have got it from GameStop. Just get it from the shop.
Yeah. Shit. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I was gonna get that the Spider-Man 2 collector's edition. I was gonna pre-order it, but I don't think they do pre-orders at GameStop anymore. But so I can't get it.
I think that's
they do.
PS Direct exclusive. I think. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, what was that, John? What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, GameStop yesterday. They were pushing the Final Fantasy pre-order on me, and I was like, "Yeah, but I haven't seen the reviews yet." They're like, "No, but you can get points," and I was like, "Nah, I'll wait until like my buddies talk about it." And here we are. People are almost playing it. Well, I mean, people are not on here because they're playing it. So
I heard it's gone down to 87 now on Metacritic.
Oh shit! Okay, can't play it.
No, I don't know why. I don't know the reason why, but obviously this shit always happens. It was 92, 93, gone down 97 because people want to review bomb it on that. But I can guarantee you, it's a brilliant game, honestly.
But
it's even a game of the year contender, I'll say, but it's hard yet again because a lot of good games are coming out this year.
But you know, even 87 is it's a really good score. I mean, 70s is what, like average. But the thing is too is that I don't follow Metacritic, for specific reasons. The reason why too is because like IGN. You know, I hate bringing this up, but they gave Alien Isolation a 50 something just because the AI was too hard. And I'm like, fuck that shit. Yeah, yeah. So I
That
was
game was sick.
hell yeah, and it looked beautiful.
I
And
fucking loved that game. Yeah, I was obsessed with that. I played it 2 times.
yeah, yeah. Like how do you give a game like that? It looked beautiful. It was next gen. It was what game did it came out? I mean, it came out in 2014.
2014.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah. That was
I
a
fucking love that game.
dope ass game. But like seriously, how are you gonna put points down on the game just because the AI is too hard? Man, just say you
Right.
suck at the game, right? And I remember this one
I mean,
this one reviewer, he
Yeah.
ended up saying that you don't have to play more than 10 games to actually like, you know, make your opinion on the game. That's fucking bullshit, man. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, but you know what it is, despair. I never go to or even listen to IGN for reviews, movie reviews. I don't look at the game. They're just shit, bro. IGN's gone downhill, man. I don't. When it comes down to reviews, I don't look at them.
Yeah, don't. It's better not to do that. Like for instance,
I possibly look at Metacritic and other stuff as well.
for instance, I don't know.
The YouTubers that I actually trust, genuine YouTubers out there who I genuinely trust. But then again, it comes down to if you like the game. You know, everyone has different opinions.
Yeah.
You might like a game, I might not like. You know.
Yeah, like for instance, Metacritic ended up giving Final Fantasy 13, I think like a 60. And the thing is, I love that fucking game, man. I put hundreds of hours in that game. I fucking loved it. So that's why, you know, I don't listen to other people's opinion. Oh yeah, by the way, which reminds me, you know that Legacy Hogwarts game?
Harry Potter
Yes.
game.
Okay, so I think you were there with me, Mo. Sick brought up the reviews from the girl that reviewed the game, gave it a 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, John Drazy. She
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, he ended up looking up what she was actually reviewing, and that was the only game she reviewed, right? And the rest of the stuff was like sex toys and shit like that. Yeah, so Jesus Christ, she gave it a 1 out of 10, and then she didn't even talk about the game. She was talking more about what's it called? She was talking more about J.K. Rowling, who had nothing to do with the you know, the game and stuff.
Who they also misunderstood and I'd say misrepresented.
It's because of what J.K. Rowling ended up saying, that, you know, there's only 2 genders. You know, that's pretty much what it was.
I'm like, trust the science? Like, wow. Now you don't want to? Okay.
It's kind of fucked up, man, because, you know, that fucks up the developers and stuff like that. They try to boycott that shit, too. It's like, what the fuck? But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy that the community actually just went out and bought the game, because I heard it sold pretty well.
It did really well. And you know what's funny is I think like an hour or 2 hours into the game, there actually is like a trans character. And so like the people who are
really?
watching me play, so my girlfriend, she was like, you know, she's pretty liberal. She was watching. She's like, what? And I told her, oh yeah, don't believe everything you've heard about JK.
Wow.
I was like, it's just a game. Like, come on.
I don't know, man. The world.
I mean, I didn't end up finishing Hogwarts Legacy, but from what I've played, it's pretty cool. It looks nice. Plays nice as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a big Harry Potter fan, but you know, I've got family members who are. So
yeah, I think you know, if you're like really into Harry Potter, that's the game you buy, and it's definitely for the fans. So that's why when I look at review scores, I'm like, all right, so it's an 84, but how would a fan of Harry Potter rate it? To me, that's kind of key. Or like, what would a fan of Halo rate Halo Infinite?
How would a fan of Spider-Man 2? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So like, what do the fans rate it? Because to me, that's more important than someone who has never reviewed a game or only likes racing games but tries a different genre. Like, when I worked at PlayStation Lifestyle, we actually would have a vote. Like, hey, who wants to play this? Like, you're the guy that loves platformers, right? Like, you should review Infamous, or you're the person that loves racing, you should review Gran Turismo PSP. Like, so I can only hope that it's like that at IGN and other places, but we don't know.
guys, what happened? What the hell happened to the Lord of the Rings game, Gollum?
Oh, that doesn't exist.
Wow,
We don't talk about that.
They really messed up on that one.
It's Gollum. Who wants to play as Gollum?
Nobody, not me. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. I mean, but not Gollum. No way.
Well,
The last Lord of the Rings, which I like and played, was Shadow of Mordor. Do you remember that one? That one's a good one.
well, to be fair, Mo Lucas,
I like Shadow of Mordor.
I wanted to play the Golem game because it reminds me of you because you're small.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm just fucking with you, bro.
Yeah, this guy's gonna get knocked out, man.
Oh shit! But you know what? On the PlayStation Showcase, on the Xbox One too, even though they're not all full exclusives on them, but indie games on there too that I actually want to check out.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Mario one, man, I'm not gonna lie, I do want to play the RPG one, man. That shit looks sick. Or the 2D side scroller. What's it called? Mario Magic?
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the one that's coming out in October or the 2D one they revealed?
Yeah, the 2D one. That looks sick, man. It brings like.
Yeah, but that's probably. Did they show anything like that? Because I actually saw it on Twitter, but actually I didn't see the showcase. Actually missed it because I was at work.
Yeah.
So I just saw it on my Twitter. They're making a 2D Mario game, and there's another one coming out in October. I can't remember the name of it, but
yeah,
I don't know if that's 3D or 2D. I'm not sure. I didn't look into it.
Yeah, and there's a Princess Peach game coming out, just her. And then I think they're rebooting or they're doing a remake of Luigi's Mansion.
Yes,
that one.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I was surprised when you told me about that. Wow, that's pretty cool. Though. I like Luigi's Mansion.
No, but that 2D Mario though, man, that shit looks sick, bro. It brings like.
You know what I think they're gonna do actually? This is just rumors, but maybe Nintendo are gonna have maybe another showcase. I heard towards the end of the year, possibly reveal the new Switch, and maybe they're gonna sell that one with the new 2D Mario game. That's what I'm thinking.
You know,
because look, sooner or later they're gonna reveal. I think it's about time that Nintendo gets an upgrade.
Yeah.
They were just probably waiting out the what is it? When we couldn't buy anything, the supply chain issues. They were probably just waiting that out, which was smart.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
You know what was creepy? And I'm looking at it right now. The Detective Pikachu, man, it just looks weird that he can fucking talk and shit.
Whoa, they're bringing that out as well as a game.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Is Ryan Reynolds who's playing Pikachu?
Are you talking about the movie, bro? What?
No, it's a video game.
No. He's the voice for the movie, not the video game.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the video game.
I was just wondering, are they going to bring back Ryan Reynolds to voice Pikachu?
Maybe just to sell that dollar. I don't know.
Yeah, in the U.S. version at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't really watch movies like that, but fucking, I can't wait to see Deadpool 3 with Wolverine because that shit's gonna be funny as hell.
That's like next May now, isn't it? They moved the date up early, haven't they?
Yeah.
It was like November next year, and now they've brought it up to May, so not long to go, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what's up. I definitely want to check that out. All right, my guys. Any other topics you guys want to cover?
No, I think I'm good. I think we covered everything, haven't we, lads?
All right.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, John. My bad. It was probably because of Final Fantasy 16 Day and shit. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. No one's like paying it. They're all at home. And
it doesn't matter, bro. We had fun.
Yeah. Hey, I was gonna ask you, John. Are you gonna play the FF16 or no?
I'm a little busy with travel tomorrow and Saturday, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. Probably in a week or two. Yeah, we'll see. There's no rush.
All right, sounds good, brother. Sounds good, man.
But I got the FOMO. I'm not gonna wait too long, so we'll talk.
All right, my guys. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, man. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite.
All right, hey, I'm gonna probably stay more consistent, so I'll do my show next Thursday and stuff like that, because I don't think we have anything coming up, unless it's other weirdos and shit.
Just let everybody know beforehand, just like at least 24 hours, because they know it's happening, and we can get more people on, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a set schedule and stuff like that, because this is my. It's a podcast I haven't had in a while and stuff, and I think John Drazy was there the last time he was on my show. But I'm gonna keep it I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it every Thursday at the same time, 11.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
Yeah.
if we got any topics to talk about, I'm gonna write down whatever I can with
Right.
whatever news comes out, and then.
Oh, listen, despair. Listen, always just kind of, if there's no topics, obviously you get slow days, don't you? We could just like free flow and just like time that works. If news is slow, depending.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, even 30 minutes. Just be like, hey, what happened this week?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because at
please.
least you're there on the week. At least you're there on a weekly basis.
Exactly. Consistency is key.
This is what I'm saying. Consistency, yeah. So, you know, if big news drops, let's say in a month, 2 months' time, you can talk about that as well. But there's going to be times where news are slow, but you just have to keep that consistency in it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right. Yeah. So sounds good. Thank you, John and Mo, for being on the show. Usually I get more viewers after I'm done with my show, which is kind of fucking weird. But it is.
Remember, bro, Final
That's a
Fantasy
point.
16 day.
Huh?
You build.
Final Fantasy 16 day, that's what it is.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's why I was thinking to myself, you know, Thrash and Sick and Lamar and everybody else are probably playing the game right now.
I think yesterday would have been a better day, to be fair.
Yeah, but my laptop was fucked.
Any news on it?
Yeah.
So,
So no, it's just they were saying they just had to they had to re-download some shit on my PC. I didn't even fucking ask what the fuck it was, but the thing is that my screen was blank, like literally dark blank.
Yeah.
Like the lights were on, like for my keyboard, but the lights on my keyboard were on, and I could use the mouse. But the thing is that there was nothing displaying on my screen.
BIOS. Maybe they just fixed the BIOS.
Probably, yeah. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Because
Yeah.
I got
Maybe
insurance
that's
with I got insurance with Best Buy and stuff like that, so they fixed my shit. You know what I mean?
Good. Yeah.
But you know what? Everything's working now, so everything's great. So I'm gonna try to have my shows on every Thursday. So hopefully I catch you guys then. All right.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, have a good one, y'all, man. Take care.
nice
Right?
talking to you, John.
Yeah,
Peace
nice
to
speaking
you,
to you. Hey, nice speaking to you,
Yes.
Drazy.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right,
Have a good
man.
day.
Take care, y'all.
Take care, bro. Take care.